It had to be such a hot fire, just a ball of flames and smoke.
We start the 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise with breaking news in Oregon City. A 3-alarm fire at the old Blue Heron paper mill. A live update coming up.
And we're also following a major national story this morning out of Washington, D.C. as search and rescue efforts turn to a recovery mission. The latest on the midair crash between American Airlines flight and an Army helicopter.
Ashley Grams is going to cover that for us live from our newsroom in just a minute. First, though, a quick look at today's weather and traffic with Rod and Chris. All right, thank you for that. Good morning to you. Low cloudiness trying to make its way overhead, but we stayed clear last night overnight, and that's allowed more frosty conditions. You see the frost on the grass. Our state capital, though, is now overcast with temperatures that have warmed to 33. We're still seeing stars over Portland, and it's 27, just as cold as it has been. Believing those low clouds will make their way inland, so cloudy at noon, 40, 46 at 5 o'clock. The rain we've been tracking comes in later this evening. Here's Chris.
Back to that breaking news that we were talking about in Oregon City. That is video from earlier this morning of the Blue Heron paper mill fire. Photojournalist Thomas Schultz is on the scene, and we'll have a live report coming up in about 30 seconds. I can tell you right now the traffic impact is that 99E, which carries about 18,000 cars and trucks a day through the heart of Oregon City, that is closed right now between Tumwater Road and South End Road. South End Road is probably your best bet to get around this. Again, photojournalist Thomas Schultz is live on the scene. Thomas, what can you tell us?
An hour since we last checked in, the smoke has really become much more apparent here in Oregon City. The flames have died down. Galactus Fire is actually, they're doing a great job out here just trying to not only contain this fire, but knock it down. But if we can just pan up to see a little bit of these smoke here, and just how extensive it is. We just talked to the public information officer for Galactus Fire, who tells us because they don't know how the air quality is right now, they're bringing out the hazmat team to assess if further precautions need to be taken. They weren't sure what exactly was in that paper mill that is now on fire, but you can see once again the fire continuing to burn steadily throughout this plot of land. The hoses, as you can probably hear, they're really loud, but they've got hoses all over the place. That sound right there is actually a hose that they're using to just continue to try to knock down this fire. They tell us too that right now, because of how large it is, they're working to keep it contained and be as defensive as they can be. They've got cranes stationed all around this area, just pouring hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water onto this fire, trying to contain it and knock it down. And over the past couple of hours, they've made a lot of progress. Fortunately, there are no injuries due to this fire. Of course, it's far too early for them to determine what exactly led up to this fire starting. That's something that will be part of the investigation once they are able to knock it down. And guys, as of right now, of course, this is an ongoing battle for them. They don't know yet just exactly when they'll be able to finish off this fire and move into that investigation phase. Drew, China?
Yeah, our viewers first told us about this fire this morning. Thomas Schultz live on the scene. We'll have more from him coming up later. This isn't the first time, by the way, that we've seen the Blue Heron paper mill up in flames. The building was set on fire in a case of arson just over 4 years ago in December of 2020. This is video from Clackamas County firefighters back then. Highway 99 was also closed during that fire.
We turn now to the breaking news out of our nation's capital after an American Airlines plane and military helicopter crashed into each other last night in Washington, D.C.
We learned this morning the rescue effort is now a recovery mission, as everyone that was on board the plane and the helicopter are presumed dead. Ashley Grams joins us live in the newsroom now with the latest. Ashley, what can you tell us?
Well, altogether, 67 people were on board those two aircrafts. The crash happened last night around 9 p.m. Eastern near Reagan National Airport as an American Airlines flight from Wichita, Kansas, and an Army helicopter collided mid-air. Both aircrafts landed in the Potomac River. 28 bodies have been recovered. 27 of those people were on board the American flight. One person was on the helicopter. The D.C. medical examiner now saying this is the largest recovery operation undertaken in D.C. in decades. Now, as for air travel, Reagan Airport is set to reopen at 11 a.m. That's 8 a.m. Pacific time. Now, At this point, we don't know the names of those that lost their lives last night, but we do know some U.S. figure skaters, their coaches, and family members were on board the American flight. China.
Our Ashley Graham is reporting live for us with this update. Thank you, Ashley. And while Ashley was speaking just there, just in the newsroom, we have learned that no black boxes have been recovered from the crash scene. That is from an NTSB source. But we will keep you updated on the developments from Washington, D.C. throughout the morning. And you can find more information anytime at KGW.com or on our KGW app. A man is in jail this morning accused of taking over a TriMet bus, forcing the passengers off and making the driver take him for a spin. So police say 33-year-old Hosea Chambers faces kidnapping, robbery, and reckless endangerment charges. He's accused of pointing a gun at people in Old Town yesterday afternoon, then getting onto the bus. The operator at the time got passengers out the back door before the suspect ordered him to drive around. They ended up back where they started near 3rd and Gleason. The driver was let out and the suspect tossed the gun out of the window. Police say it took the suspect hours to surrender.
It was quite shocking, and to know that something so serious was happening just out the back of where I work was kind of concerning.
Eventually, they used a chemical spray in the bus to get him to come out. He was taken to the hospital for evaluation. No one else was hurt. Another standoff tied up Portland officers for about 10 hours on Wednesday. This one started around 8 yesterday morning when a wanted man was spotted near a home on North Hudson Street near John Avenue in the St. John's neighborhood. When officers got there, authorities say he ran into a neighbor's house. Officers used a robot to go inside and say they found the suspect hiding in the attic. They deployed gas into the space, which got him to come down and surrender around 6:15 last night.
In Vancouver, police are investigating a shooting at a park that left a 21-year-old man dead. A neighbor told us she heard several gunshots at Jaggy Road Park just before 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say they found the suspect nearby and identified him as 23-year-old Mashu. He's in jail this morning, charged with second-degree murder. Police have not yet identified a potential motive. Search and rescue crews have recovered the body of a Portland man who went missing while hiking on Mount Hood last weekend. The family of 38-year-old Robert Vitti reported him missing on Sunday. They say he set out on his hike from the Tilly Jane trailhead and planned to return that same afternoon. Search crews found his body on Monday. All right, some news from the Oregon Zoo before we get to Rodney Hill's forecast. The first 2 California condor eggs of 2025 arrived at the zoo this week. The first one on Sunday, the second on Monday. Both are set to hatch here in mid-March. The California condor is really one of the greatest success stories of the U.S. Endangered Species Act. Thanks to recovery programs like the one at the Oregon Zoo, there are now roughly 560 California condors in the world, most of them, Rod Hill, flying free. And something else is going to happen at the zoo, probably also in mid-March. I talked to you about this yesterday. One of the zoo's elephants is pregnant. Yes. So it's going to be the next topic of our Drew at the Zoo segment. We mentioned the pregnancy a while back, but some people may have forgotten because this elephant has been pregnant now for 20 months.
I look forward to that. You will be there saying, come on, during the...
I think they're going to wait for, well, we had our story that we went to yesterday and filmed that. There was none of that business. And I think the next time I visit the elephant, the baby will have already been born.
Okay, well, that's another way to go. All right, okay. Here's a look at our winter storm watch. We're getting into active weather again, which we need to. I'm sure you realize this is purple up and down the Cascades. It starts later tonight after midnight when snow starts to fall over the Cascades. It continues through the day Saturday. Also, more air stagnation advisory concerns. Air quality has generally been moderate the last several days because of the dry weather and high pressure that we've had, kind of locking everything down. Incoming weather, of course, will shake all of that up and improve our air quality. This storm, the front doesn't come in until Friday evening, but the moisture starts to arrive. Mainly, we're talking late evening tonight into the overnight hours. More on that coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, let's get you out the door. It's another cold start. Big winter coat on. 27 degrees is our temperature outside in Portland. We are seeing areas of low cloudiness starting to make their way in, but everybody on this map here is cold. 22 up in Battleground. Frosty conditions. Salem and Kaiser is showing some warming, 33 and 31, 30 over in Dallas. McMinnville's at 32. Again, a mixed bag of clear skies and some cloud cover. Coda is our KGW dog of the day. Use that hashtag. Post on your social media channels. We'll find your photo, and your dog will be our dog of the day this morning. It is Coda. All right, weather map for today. This will be a dry day with one possible exception. There may or may not be some light rain showers developing along the coast this afternoon. Most of your rain also holds off until this evening. Clouds up and down the I-5 corridor. We believe we will cloud over this morning, but it's going to be another beautiful sunny day out east of the Cascades. Again, all dry over the Cascades for travel today. That moisture comes in overnight tonight. In fact, Governor Camp will be well up into the 40s today. Here's our 7-day forecast. 46 today. Tomorrow's a rainy day. Now, if you're looking at how will the weather impact your outdoor plans, the most impactful day overall is probably tomorrow, because tomorrow it could be raining almost all of the time. Heavy rain at times, well over half of an inch expected, maybe 3/4. And then we got scattered showers on Saturday. And then Sunday we start to mix in the potential of seeing some snowflakes with scattered showers with temps above freezing. We have the weather impact alert for freezing mornings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where there could be some sticking snow if we have snow showers in the vicinity when temperatures are that cold. Daytime highs will be warming up to about 40, and that's your update.
Rod, thanks for that. We want to get back to that traffic alert and breaking news that we've been following in Oregon City. This is a live shot from photojournalist Eric Patterson, who's checking out the fire response again, starting around 3:45 this morning, give or take. The Blue Heron paper mill caught fire, and you can see there's a massive response around this as the flames continue to tear through that old building. You can even see the flames and the smoke from across the river in West Lynn. This camera vantage point is I-205 at Highway 43, looking over the Willamette River. The traffic impact at this point is that 99E remains closed both directions through downtown Oregon City from Tumwater to South End. Obviously, that'll be closed for some time this morning. Your best bet to get around this is to use South End Road. We will keep you posted as sunrise rolls on.